I'm a lady that has gone through rejection. My father left me with my children. It was a very painful experience. And he took in another woman with 4 kids. He died in the US. He left me when I was 3 years old.
Your biological father?
My biological father. I lost all my siblings from my father's house, and I'm the only one who is surviving. They all died, and they died tragic death. Family. We are all learned, but nobody came out with anything. Unfortunately, when they were calling me, they told me your sister has been found brutally murdered. She was raped and brutally murdered. What? It took God for me to forgive my mother even when she died, because I imagined my father was alive, so he was alive. And Mama was telling us, your father died. They sent me a video the day they were burying my father in the US, which according to African tradition is not right. That is when my son was poisoned. Sometimes where we used to live with this Chikuyu man, a snake could just walk on top of the roof and we see it walking. They said me I'm a Luo. They want their son to marry a Kikuyu. Yeah. Powers from my home do not allow us to settle. If my mother was alive today, I would tell her she's a wicked woman.
Hello, a very warm welcome wherever you're watching us from. On our desk today is Emmaculate, or rather Mama Natasha, who is a single mother. She has a story indeed. Without further ado, allow me to let her introduce herself. Karibu sana Emmaculate.
Thank you very much. My names are Emmaculate Stella Akoth, and I thank God I'm born again. I love Jesus. I come from Siaya, a place known as Ugenya, but at the moment I'm based in Nairobi. I live in Nairobi. I'm a single mother of 2 girls. My firstborn daughter is called Quintine Cheryl. My lastborn daughter is called Natasha Princess Orain. And my children too, they are born again. They love Jesus. And in this life, we've always been taught that life is spiritual. As a single mother, I've been through a lot. I've faced a lot of battles in this life. I've fought like until this age I am in. I've fought battles, and I've been trusting God that at least one of these fine days, God will change my story. I'm a lady that has gone through rejection. People have laughed at me. Sometimes they ask, will she make it? But I thank God for everything. Now, all my life, I was working as a stage conductor, stage clerk. I've been working in the matatu industry for the last 10 years. And one time, as we were working, we were just told that we are going to the office, we are going to see our chairman. As we went to the office, I was wondering what is the problem. And we were given suspension for 3 months. When we were given suspension, I didn't understand, and I asked questions why. And I was like, God, it was so painful because I didn't have any other way of making money. I didn't know how I was going to pay my rent, my daughter's school fees. My firstborn daughter completed high school, and because of the kind of job that I was doing, I wasn't able to raise her college fees. She desired to do catering, driving. She desired to do a lot of things. She had a vision and a dream. But somehow things didn't work for me because the money I could get was only providing for food in my house for them, rent, and the school fees for the little girl. And as I've always believed, because the kind of life that I went through, I've always prayed and told God, let my children not go through what I've gone through. So a time came that I took my little daughter, who is the model, the princess, to a private school. And through struggle, I was just struggling. The father left me with my children. It was a very painful experience. And he took in another woman with 4 kids. And he started fighting me. And because now this my children were facing rejection, I as the mother was also facing that kind of rejection. I could sleep and cry the whole night, praying and asking God, why me? Because I tried to figure out this life is not fair. And now I had no one to run to, because at the end of it all, I had lost my mother. 2018, I lost my daddy, who was in the US, and he died in the US. He left me when I was 3 years old.
Your biological father?
My biological father. I was having that desire of, like, one day God will bring him back. I lost all my siblings from my father's house, and I'm the only one who is surviving. They all died, and they died tragic deaths.
What happened?
My elder brother had ulcers. When he was taken to the hospital, they said he has depression. He was behaving like he was mad. After some time, he was admitted. I admitted him. Unfortunately, he died. Our second born, that is my sister. We are only 2 sisters and 3 boys, 5 in my father's house. My only sister, her daughter built for her in the village, those sides of Usenge in Kisumu. And because it was during the time of Corona, 2020, and we talked on the phone, and she told me, oh, I want to invite you in December, we go to our village. Before that happened, the daughter, because she had money, built for her a house through the loan, which I didn't know. Then she told my sister to go to the village, because my sister now, because of depression, our firstborn brother had died, thirdborn brother died, the fourthborn now was in the village, and he was mad. Actually, he was mad. And one funny thing that shocked me, in my family, we are all learned, but nobody came out with anything. So when my sister went to the village and her daughter bought for everything, household things, she went to the village. That same week, after 2 days, she disappeared. Then they called the daughter and told her, your mother has disappeared. She came to the village, packed everything, unpacked everything from the car. She entered her new house, but we have not seen her for the last 2 days. Unfortunately, when they were calling me, they told me, your sister has been found brutally murdered. She was raped and brutally murdered.
What?
It was very painful because I had hopes that at least my sister could hold my hands. She was my elder sister.
Sorry.
Unfortunately, they killed her. When we went to the village, to cut the long story short, we were told that she was found in a cow's, where the cows dwell in that place. She was found there. She was raped. She was putting on jeans. It was torn. There was blood. They raped her and killed her. And where they killed my sister, it was so painful, because that is where the father to the firstborn daughter was living. So we didn't understand how these people could not hear. So they said, like, maybe they killed her from outside and went and threw her there. So when that happened, now this is the time I knew I've been left alone. No mother, no father, no siblings. I'm alone. So I started living that life of I'm always alone with my daughter and with God. I started trusting God, praying, believing God, and telling God, because you've spared my life, there is a reason why I'm still alive. All my siblings are gone. But I said I will serve God no matter what. Now I continued with my job. Come 2023, my job was over. After the suspension, I was confused. I started praying and trusting God. I entered business. I started selling biscuits, sweets. Sometimes that is just from hand to mouth, daily bread. Then come 2024, my daughter was to join Form 1. I didn't have anything, nothing in the account, nothing. I was just me and God and my children. And I told God, you know how she will go to school. My daughter was called to Shiner's Girls because she was schooling in a private school by Faith Academy. And I struggled also in primary. Right now, I even have fee balance in that primary academy of around 50,000. I don't know how I will pay because they have held her certificates there. I have to clear the balance. Then is when they will release her certificates. So I've been praying. So in January, I tried to call the father, told him now, because I've struggled paying school fees for this girl and I even have arrears, you refuse to help me. Can you assist me how to take the girl to high school? He said yes. Now when time came, I tried calling him, the daughter tried talking to him. He rejected us. He abandoned me and the girl. That was last year, 2024, January. I started becoming sick. I was
That
feeling
is now
like
the father of Natasha.
the father of Natasha.
He's the one who abandoned you.
Yes, he abandoned me because of another woman. Took that
A mother
woman
of 4
in.
children.
A mother of 4 children. Only 3 children are his. And then now they have a son with the woman. So when he abandoned me, my daughter became disturbed, very disturbed. Now, I didn't know where to start, but I just told God, Father, help me, because I had reached my end. I couldn't sleep. This girl is here. She's telling me, students are reporting to Form 1, ma'am. I'm supposed to go to Shiner's Girls in Nakuru. The father blocked me. So when he blocked me, I raised my faith and we started praying with my daughter, holding hands together. Now, my elder daughter, when I lost my job in 2023, she went to live with a friend we were also going to the same church. They were both ushers in the church. Because she was seeing what I was going through, she told me, Mom, let me go out there and, because I cannot stay with you, you don't have a job. You have my sister who is also in school. So when my daughter, when the father blocked me, he does that more oftenly. If he doesn't want to support, he doesn't want to do anything. I thought of another school where my daughter was before, my firstborn daughter. She schooled there before, and I removed her. I decided to walk to different schools, day schools. Now I was looking for day schools because this man was telling me, the father of my daughter tells me, you go to Nakuru. Then when you reach there, I will send money, which I know he has never done. Because even in primary, having a fee balance of 50,000, and he has never helped me. So to him, he wanted me to bend low to him, beg him. Now there is this woman who is also stubborn and controlling him. So he blocked me. When he blocked me, I went to the principal in a day school, those sides of Masimba, Soweto. I remembered that principal, remembered my daughter was there. I talked to him. What he told me, just told me, instead of staying with the child at home and you don't have money to take her to the school that she was called, which was China's Girls, just bring her. Just look for uniforms, try your best. So I tried, I talked to some of my friends if they can assist me, but in January, everybody is always like they have bills to pay, they have school fees. So, it was a bit challenging. But I struggled as a single mother, and God helped me. And I got at least one uniform. I looked for books and I took her. So that January, in February, I started having a challenge. My feet started becoming sick, wounds all over. As you can see them, right now I'm putting on powder. They're still healing, but it was worse than this. Yeah, it was very worse than the way it's looking because I had wounds even on my lower feet, as you can see. I couldn't sleep. I could take medication like every week they change medication. Every week they change medication. Now, what happened to my feet? I saw a man of God on TV. So during 2024, I couldn't move. After I took my daughter to school, I was just at home. I used to pray. I used to tell God, God, I don't know how I'm going to, how my child will feed, but I was just praying and trusting God, serving God, talking to people about Jesus. But most of the time I was just indoors because I was using even crutches to walk because the wounds became worse. So in this process, I used to pray for God just to send me destiny helpers, partners to partner with me. So my legs reached a time that I didn't even have a coin even for medication, and it got worse. And I went on WhatsApp. I sent my friends messages, please kindly assist me, get medication, and I posted my feet. One of my friends who is a Muslim sent me some money as I woke up in the morning because I couldn't sleep the whole of last year. I didn't know, I was just awake. I could put that Soa TV and watch. The prophet is called Reverend Bernard Akama. He's in Saika. So one time as I was watching and on medication, I felt in my heart I should go and see the man of God because I was seeing the miracles. He was praying for people. They are getting healed. They are getting, prosperity. People are prospering. He was dealing with powers, even powers from our father's houses. Like most of the time, whatever we go through, there are powers from my father's house, powers from my mother's house. So one time I went there, and when I reached there, he looked at my feet and asked me, who did this to you? I said, I don't know. He told me, somebody poured charm and you stepped on it.
What?
So when he told me that, I was thinking aloud. The way I'm suffering, somebody's still pouring charm. Why do people want to kill me? I'm a single mother. And he told me, go and fast for 2 days, then come on Sunday. I want to reverse that witchcraft to the owner. I didn't even want to hear who did that to me because I had suffered for 1.5 years. That was this year in June. I met the prophet and he prophesied and he told me somebody poured jam. So I went for prayers after fasting for 2 days and he prayed for me. When he prayed for me, in the evening when I came, the skin of my feet were like the skin of a snake and I was peeling. And that is how my healing started. So my feet, as you see, I'm in the process of getting healed. I'm still trusting God as I continue going for prayers. So, my daughter, this girl who is she's now in Form 2, Natasha Princess Orain. I used to take her for modeling and so forth. But somehow, because of the challenges like I had last year, the whole of last year, I didn't get a chance even to get to the internet to go through and find out the modeling groups and so forth. So when I met my sister here, I thank God for Sister Edith. We shared and God came through, and I've been praying and telling God, as she said on Thursday she will come, Father, bring her so that you can open doors, because this is already a door that God has opened. I'm just praying that God will give me destiny helpers, will raise for me and my daughter. She is a model. You will see her. She will come over, you will also see her. She is a model. She has that talent, and we've been trusting God. We've been praying together. One thing I love about my children, they love God. They pray. Even my elder daughter, we talk every time. She tells me, Mommy, I keep praying for you. I'm not happy. She keeps asking me, how are you doing? How is your feet? She's also struggling with life. She has not gotten a job. She's just living with that girl. She's a secretary in the church where I used to go. But right now, I'm changing, because where I was prayed for, I can see change. Today, I can sleep. After June, the prophet, the man of God, prayed for my feet. I can sleep. I never used to sleep. I could sit up to 5 a.m. in the morning. But I thank God. Today, I sleep like a baby. I no longer take the strong drugs. I used to take cetirizine, strong antibiotics. I used to take diclofenac, the strongest one, is when I can sleep. But right now, when he prayed for me, it's only the powder, and I apply the anointing oil that I bought from the supermarket, because I have to apply something liquid because of my feet. So at the moment, I'm trusting God that God is going to see me through. I've been through a lot, and I know even through this testimony, it will encourage someone, because the Bible says, the just shall live by faith. And I know God is going to see me through. He's going to restore me back to my work. My feet are healed, and God is going to restore me back to work. I'm just waiting for them to dry. And I know God will make a way.
Immaculate, you've just said that life is spiritual. I also believe so.
Yes.
You talked of your siblings dying mysteriously.
Yes.
Maybe, do you think there is a generational curse that has been following your family?
Yeah, I think so. Because where I come from in my village, I come from Ugenya. There's a lot of witchcraft in my village. A lot. Even me, I fear going home. When I go home, I don't call them. I don't say. I just take a bus and a light, and I enter. Because if I tell them I'm traveling, they'll even cause an accident on the road. So in our village, it is also bloodline. There is a lot of witchcraft. There are very good homes that are built, like the homes, the houses we have in Nairobi. Nobody's living in those homes. Somebody built when they were going to enter the house. The day they were going to enter the house, they died the previous night. So you find that there are buildings, a lot of buildings. Nobody lives in those buildings. And why am I saying that? One time, my fourth-born brother, who was living in the village, one time as we went to bury my elder brother, he told me something. He told me there is a house he used to sleep in the village. But the day he slept in that house, there is a big snake. When he woke up from the sleep, he found a big snake sleeping beside him. And from that day, his life changed. He became like he's running mad. And that is how he also died a mysterious death. He told me there was a big snake. And me, I fear my home. I always pray that I would rather God makes a way. I build my home in Nairobi, not in that village. Yeah, because there is a lot of witchcraft. There are also powers from my father's house, powers from my mother's house, that even right now, I'm dealing with those powers, that it will not affect my next generation. It will not affect my children, my daughters, my granddaughters, and their children. So right now, I'm also in that space of dealing with powers from my father's house. Those powers are very strong. There's a lot of witchcraft in my village. A lot. Yes.
And do you think maybe if your siblings could have known a Christ earlier, maybe their lives could be better or they could be alive right now?
Yes, I think so. Because I got saved long time, and I think in my family, I was the only one who was born again. And every time I could preach to them about Jesus. And because I was prayerful, there are times I could pray and God shows me where my siblings are heading. God could open my eyes and I could see, and I could see them. Even my firstborn brother, I could tell him, I wish this family, we can get together and start praying. Because where I come from, the background of our religion is Catholic. So you see, like my family, these other family members, my brothers, my siblings, because our family background is Catholic, they used to go to Catholics. But me, when I grew up, when I was in Form 2, I changed and I joined Pentecostal churches. So I started going to Pentecostals. My mother wasn't happy because my parents believed, because they are Catholics and they are our parents, we should stick there. But me, I diverted. I became a Christian. I got born again in Form 2. And I started praying and trusting God, though my life was not stable. Yeah, because of the background where I came from. So I would say, as I was saying things and I was telling them to receive Jesus, I think by this time they could have been alive. Yeah, but because now, and then there is also this spirit of drunkardness from my village where I come from. My family, I think it's bloodline. Yeah, not that I think, it is in the bloodline. Alcoholism. So like my elder brothers, my sister also was drinking. So these things, they follow generation. So me, I decided as a person to stand because I had seen. Yeah, because I had seen even marriage, me and my sister. Women, we don't get married, we don't stay in marriages. But me, I thank God, at least where I've come from, I've tested marriage, but it didn't work. So right now, I'm still dealing with powers from my father's house, from my bloodline, my family tree. I'm dealing with such things right now as I continue trusting God that I will be fully delivered.
And maybe talking of getting born again,
Yes.
what really made you think that you should get born again? And also, you can take us through your life before getting born again.
Okay, let me say, before I got born again, my dad left me when I was 3 years old, and he went to the US. According to the story now, my mother could tell us. So my dad left my mother with all of us siblings.
Your dad and your mother were married.
They were married together.
Mm.
It was a good marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Then one time, I think my dad went to USA as a Catholic priest.
Mm.
But when he reached there now, because my dad was learned, he looked for jobs. He was a professor in the US. And when he went there, now, I was young. I was 3 years old. According to
You were the
this,
youngest.
I was the last born now at that time. So my dad could give me stories when he was still alive. He could tell me he left when I was too young and he wanted to come, but things didn't work out. He went there so that he can support his family back in Kenya. So when my dad went to the US, my mother was left alone. She used to work with Posta. Yeah. My mother had a good job. She had her money. Unfortunately, as a woman, now that she was single, she started moving around. And because of that, bad things used to happen to her. Sometimes my mom could come home very drunk. She could cry, tell us how my father decided to leave him with the children and go to the US. So
You mean they were not communicating?
they were communicating, yes. But now that's how my mom could feel. So in the process, we didn't have a good life. There was that part of my dad is not there. So every time we could ask, Mom, how is dad? She could just make noise, quarrel, tell us bad things about our father. Oh, your father wanted to kill me, But me, because I was a bit young, I just used to cry because you can't talk. My mother was that kind of a woman. She was a very tough woman, very hard. So in the process, as I was growing up, I started loving God. I started feeling lonely. Even my siblings, as we grew up, my elder brother used to be so depressed because he was the firstborn. There's a time when my dad came from the US to Kenya, and he wanted to take my elder brother, my sister that follows him, and my other brother. He wanted 3 of them to go with them to the US, and my mom refused. He just went back. He wanted those kids. So if my mom had accepted him to go with these other siblings, I think by this time around we could have been far as a family. But my mother refused. And now she went and told my dad she wants divorce. She went and did that. And my dad, when he left Kenya, my dad was so much hurt. According to the story now he was telling me, I think when I talked to him, he died in 2018. My dad died in 2018, my father. But before he died, 2017, we were in communication. He was giving me stories about my mom.
While he was in the US?
While he was in the US.
We stayed there for how long?
Along. My dad, for a very long time, because he died when he was 81 years.
While in the US?
In the US. So if he left me when I was 3 years, that's a very long time. Because 2017, I was already a mother of 2
over
girls.
50 years?
Yes.
He lived in the US over 50 years?
Yeah, he was a citizen there, a citizen. So I could ask him, Dad, why don't you want to come back to Kenya? He could give me stories. Your mother disappointed me. But I thank God, he told me he never remarried. He just lived a single life. So as I grew up, some of those things made me only see God, because most of the time my mother never used to be home. From work, he could go out, he comes late. So as the siblings, I grew up also being strong and being alone, because my mom needs to be around, but we only see her on Sunday. Even on Sunday, she can prepare 1, 2, 3 things, she will leave the house. On Monday, she's at work. So even my brothers, they were disturbed. But you see now, in that generation, you can't talk to your mom. Yeah. The only thing you can do is to keep quiet, because when you talk, you will be beaten. And sometimes you can even sleep outside. So as I grew up, as I entered high school, because I started going to these Pentecostal churches, I started loving God. I started knowing God and praying. Because one thing I'm happy about, my father in the US, that time he was very sick. Before he was taken to the ICU, I talked to him and I told him about Jesus. And that day he told me, call me in the morning. I went to a pastor and I told him, Pastor, I want to make a call and I want you to lead my father to salvation. I thank God he died after he confessed Jesus as his Lord and Savior. And my dad was a very hard man. You know, he had everything, so there is nothing you can tell him. If money, everything. So.
And he was still a Catholic priest?
No. When he went to the US now, because he was very learned and he had papers, he got a job there. He was working there. He was living in Manhattan, New Yorker. So he got a job, and also he was lecturing in the universities because he was a professor. So when he went there, he told me he changed the profession. He didn't go. He just went there as a priest. He wanted a way to go. But now, because now he got the way and he entered, now his papers, he got a good job and he was working there. Yeah. So that is what made me love God more, because later on my mother died when I had given birth to my firstborn daughter. And that is the time now I felt my life.
So it's your mom who died first or your dad?
My mom died first.
Okay.
She died in 1995. My firstborn daughter was only 2 years. So now we were left alone. Siblings, God for us. You know, we have to trust God.
Did your father come for the burial of your mom?
He never came. He never came. Reason being, my dad was hurt. Like he was hurt when he went to the US because of what happened. My mother decided to divorce him and, you know, so he left. But they were still in communication, because my dad told me, I used to talk to your mom because of you, my children. I didn't want to leave my children to suffer. So I used to talk to him. So you find that in the process, when my mom died, that is the time we found our father. Since 3 years, up to the time 1995, when my mother died. That is 1998, yeah. Because my daughter was 2 years, 95. She died in 1998. That is the time I knew my father was alive. All these years, my mother used to tell us our father died, which was a lie. So you see, it took God for me to forgive my mother even when she died, because I imagined my father was alive, so he was alive. And Mama was telling us, your father died. Sometimes she could come home drunk and she could tell us, he went to America to meet those wazungus, with those wazungus, and my father was not that type of a man. So when my mother died, that is when we knew our father is in the US. That is when we started communicating with our dad. So me, I was happy we found our father. And I was telling him always as we talk on the phone, he used to talk with my daughters. I could tell him, Dad, me, I want you to come back home. Come back. Come back. He could ask me, where will I live? I don't want to go to the village. You know that village is wicked. Even him, he knew that our village is wicked. I used to tell him, come, we'll live with you in Nairobi. My dad had plans. We had plans. So you see, like when we started talking a lot with my dad, like these other siblings, they were jealous. So they were like, hey, it's only me that my dad talks to me. They're even secrets up to today. As much as my father died, I know. But even my siblings that died, I never even told them. Because my father told me, I know my children. There are some things if you tell them, they'll never believe you. So keep them to yourself. So like we had plans. And he even told me, I made passports for my daughters. Right now as we talk, I knew we were going to be in the US. So because he said he cannot come, he told me, and I made even the passports, and I told him I have passport, my daughters, they have passport. But you see now, in the process, that is when my dad became sick, very sick. And that is how my father died. But he died knowing Jesus. A man of God led him through my phone to Jesus. So me, I had high hopes. I knew if he's not coming to Kenya, we are going to the US. Yeah. Unfortunately, things didn't.
Was he buried in Kenya or in the US?
He wasn't buried in Kenya. Reason being, my firstborn brother had died. He was the eldest. I didn't have finances to go to bring the body to Kenya. There is a man who was his friend in the US. He had planned and called me and told me we are bringing the body to Kenya. Because I told him now, from here, I think I'm the only one. My sister at then, because it was 2018, she had not died. My sister was still alive. She said she doesn't have money and we cannot raise money to bring the body to Kenya. So we were depending on the US guys maybe to support us because my firstborn brother had died, thirdborn dead, fourthborn dead. So it's me and my sister. So during that time, this man just told us we'll bring the body, we are organizing. A certain lady came in. There was a lot of confusion because me that time, I was in pain, I was hurting. I didn't understand how my father dies all of a sudden, and we are making plans for other things. I'm making plans, he's making plans. We are coming to Kenya. He's coming to Kenya, or I go to the US, because he could tell me, right now I'm very sick and I'm alone. I don't want to go to the homes, those homes for old people to stay there. Can you come to the US? I was ready. Even I had prepared my daughters and I told them, anytime I will go fast because I've made your passport. I will go fast, organize myself, get something to do as I take care of your grandfather, then I will come and take you. So my elder daughter knew. I told her, now you have to be, Unfortunately, when he went to the ICU, he never came back. So this man, who was my father's friend, somehow we collided because they sent me a video the day they were burying my father in the US, which according to African tradition is not right. So the people from the village could call me, my step uncles, oh, what is happening? We cannot get that man, the friend to your dad. Then I was like, it is bad news I don't want to give you people. And I cried. And he sent me a video as they were burying my father without our presence. Nobody is there. I could see only the Europeans, those who are Zungu, I don't know, South African guys, people, they packed the burial. And then he sent me, my dad's coffin is around 300,000 Kenya shillings. I cried. That day I cried. Said, God. I asked him, why have you done this to my father? And then in the video, unfortunately that phone I had it switched off after the burial of my father. After watching that video, my phone went off with everything, documents, everything photoed. He's telling those guys that my dad's name is called George. He was telling those guys that if George could have been in Kenya, he could have been buried to a coffee plantation. That man. And then he's saying, even only the daughters are there. I don't think if they could have buried him, if he was in Kenya, they could have buried him in a coffee plantation. When we have a village, he has a home there, and everything could have just been organized. So that's how the whole story went off. And me, I stopped communicating with that man because I was really hurt.
And what about his investments in the US?
So everything, they just went like that, photos, because this man now, he took over everything that my father had. So at the moment, I've been praying that if I can get someone to support me get a visa and a ticket and go to the US, because I can never get lost. I know even the street where my father was living. Everything, New York, Manhattan, 8th Street, I know everything. So, me, I've been praying, actually. My prayer is, if God can open a door for me to get myself in the US, I think God will raise somebody who can assist me. Because that man is sitting, I'm suffering with my children here in Kenya. My uncles are suffering in the village. That man is sitting over my father's wealth. He's enjoying. Look at me. I can't even get money to buy medication. So my dad had real estate. My dad was wealthy. I would say that.
And he never invested in Kenya?
He never. Reason being, according to our tradition, my father believed men are the ones that need to do stuff, though he later on realized. In fact, there's a time my father told me, before he died, he told me, I wish you were my firstborn and you are a man, because you are taking care of this family like, look at your brothers, because right that time my brothers, all of them were drunkards. Nobody was amounting to anything. My sister was another drunkard, but I didn't blame them because I knew there is a power behind. Because even where I come from, alcohol is in the bloodline. It is in the bloodline. That's why when I started, I said there are powers from my father's house, powers from my mother's house. So my dad, when he started investing, he used to communicate with my elder brother. That is my our firstborn brother. But the brother messed up everything. He could drink all the money. So I used to tell my father, hey, these boys of yours, even though you are saying they are the men that need to handle everything. They are not handling everything. So when my father realized, now the truth came. I told him, Dad, one day you will believe me. One day came. He believed me. When he asked, where is the house you told me you are buying? No house.
So the money was being sent to your brother?
My elder
He was
brother.
just squandering the money?
Yeah, with women. Then
that is after the death of your mother?
Yeah, after the death of my mother.
Because before, your mother used to tell you that your father died.
Yes. Then, who got my father? My elder sister used to work in a casino, Intercontinental. There is a lady, my sister was doing gambling. There's a lady who came there. That lady saw her putting on, my sister used to use my dad's name, Mary Goretti Atieno Onyango. And that lady asked her, she's Black American. I know there's somebody by the name Jojo Nyango. Can he be your dad? And my sister said yes. That's how my sister got my dad. After so many years, as we knew, we grew up knowing, Daddy passed on. Daddy was alive. Now, me, I started telling my father the way we've lived our lives. It was so unfortunate because when I was 9 years old, I remember, because of being neglected, my mother is not there. One time I fell and I broke. This hand is not straight, my left hand. It broke. I stayed in the hospital for about 1 month with a bandage. Even when I came out, my mother tried, but it is not straight. So those are some of the things that made me want to know God and made me ask questions like, Father, God, what is wrong with my family? Because I look at my family, my dad is in the US, but what is actually happening? Now, as I said, alcohol in bloodline. Even my mother used to drink a lot. She could come home drunk. So I didn't blame my brothers. I didn't blame my sisters. I was just praying for them every now and then. I could pray for them. I could tell them, you people, if you knew God, you people, we are suffering because of this. But nobody could listen. So you see, like my dad, he had a desire to come to Kenya, but I think somehow he's also a human being. He was hurt. Yes, he was hurt. So me, every time I was trying to bring him close, like encourage him, tell him, even if things happen the way they happen, we need to forgive one another. My mother is dead, just forgive her. Release her out of your heart. So those are some of the things I think made him stay for all those years.
And do you think maybe your mother was not willing to move to the US?
She wasn't. My mom wasn't willing. Because even when my dad came for my 3 siblings, for my elder brother, firstborn
that is
to
the
third.
story that you were told by your dad?
Yes, my dad told me. Yeah, there are things he revealed to me that I didn't even know. Because as we grew up, my mom used to tell us different stories from what my dad was telling me. So my dad told me when my mother refused with the kids, she said her kids are not going to America. That is when my dad decided to stay there for good.
And you've just said that after the death of your mother is when you knew that your dad was in the US.
Yes, that is the time my sister met with
that lady,
Black American lady. Yeah.
Then how come you never did the follow-up and maybe moved to the US? Because since then your mom had died.
Okay, like
Or your dad had changed his mind?
No, okay, at that time, my siblings were all still alive. So they go with that firstborn, secondborn, thirdborn. Me, I'm just the lastborn. And then you see, like, boys, they would tell you, you're just a woman. So them, they didn't want to, but me, I wanted to. But you see, it wasn't easy for me because it was like they were blocking. They want to go, they don't want to go. Me, I want to go, but you see, they are
don't
saying,
want you to go.
no, this is the last born. Let us keep calm, hold on, stay there. So you see, that time they were still there. So in 2017, we had plans with my dad. That is that. In fact, actually, I knew I was going. He wrote for me an invitation letter.
Oh, he invited you?
Yes, he invited me, but unfortunately, the time he wrote that letter, that is the time he went to the ICU and never came back.
Oh, sorry.
He wrote, I have a copy. It was sent to me. So unfortunately, that is the time my father died. And you see, my siblings, all this time they were telling my dad, they don't want to go to America. They just want to stay here. My father to invest here. But you see, they were not faithful. Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Immaculate.
Thank you.
God has better plans for you.
Thank you.
Now, Immaculate,
Yes.
let us talk about your marriage. You've just told us that the father of Natasha is the one who left you for another woman. And you said you have other 2 children.
No, I have one.
You have
I have
2?
2 girls. Yeah.
So where is the father of this other girl? And maybe what happened? Were you married?
Okay. To talk about the father of my firstborn daughter, we got married when we are still young. I would say love is stupid. But you see, that time we were still very young in high school, and so I got pregnant. Actually, my daughter is the second child from that man. I got pregnant. When I got pregnant, this guy was a Kikuyu. So when I got pregnant, my mother chased me out of our home because of the pregnancy. So when she chased me out of the home, I had no choice but to go and stay with that guy. So it was like I went there because of the pregnancy. Now my mother chased me. I had nowhere to go. So I went to live with that guy. When I went to live with that guy, I got a baby boy with him. And because my mother was not happy with the marriage and so forth, she felt like somehow I've disappointed her. She wanted me to go to college, like others, and study. So something happened. My in-laws never loved me, my mother-in-law, and she poisoned my son. When my son was 1.5 years, she just cooked a meal, gave to my child. My son ate, and then my son started becoming sick the same day. When I took him to the hospital, because he had diarrhea and vomiting, the doctor said the food that my son ate, it was food poisoning. At 1.5 years, my son was called Girish Griffins. So because I was chased from home, I took the child to the hospital. He was admitted. My mother went to the village that time. So I called her.
She used to stay in Nairobi, your mother?
But she was building in Siaya. She had a house she was building in Siaya.
That's where she was married?
No. she was married in Ugenya,
Okay.
but now she decided because she was working, she built her house in Siaya.
Okay.
Yeah. So she went there. That is when my son was poisoned. And because I felt like my mother was not happy when I got this pregnancy, I felt like somehow my mother cursed me. So this boy died after 2 days because the poison was too much. And he was 1.5 years old. So the boy died. And the day the boy died, I only tasted that food because the mother-in-law was giving it to my son. So I tasted. That tasting alone, the day my son died, I also became very sick. The same problem of diarrhea and vomiting. I could not eat anything. So the same night my son died, during the day, he died during the day, I was also admitted. My child is dead. I'm also in a hospital bed. After every 2 minutes, I'm in the toilet. So I got admitted and I called my mom. My mom told me she's coming when my son was admitted. By the time she reached, that time we were living in Kisumu. By the time, because she was transferred to Posta Kisumu, so we were living in Kisumu. Our family, we moved to Kisumu. So my mom, when she came, the boy had died. So we just organized, I buried my son. Then, still, I had nowhere to go. I went back after the hospital. I just went back there. I got the second pregnancy. That is now my firstborn daughter.
From the same husband?
The same man, yes, the same Kikuyu man. Then I found out this family, they claim to be born again, but they are wicked. They started fighting me again. Now, the mother-in-law, she could come for my baby, but at one time I felt no. And I just told her, you just killed my son. You want to kill this one? You will not kill my daughter. I decided to move out. So as we were in that marriage, one time, because of what I said, before I left, there was a very bad fight in that family. And we fought. I fought with the in-laws. Physically, it was physical. And then I decided, I told the guy, I will not die here and I will not be giving back and my children are killed. Let me go. For the sake of my daughter, let us just forget about this whole thing because you have not even married me legally. I'm illegally married to you. It's like, can we stay? Yeah, this is not marriage. I'm just here because because we love each other, every time you make me pregnant. But this time around, no. I decided to move out with my elder daughter. That is the time my mother died in Kisumu. When she died, I moved in Nairobi to live with my elder sister. She was living in Nairobi. So I moved with the firstborn girl now. And we separated with that man because I did not have peace and I felt like they still want to kill this other child. So I was not ready to lose this girl. So I decided to come to Nairobi and stay with my sister. I looked for jobs. I started working. The first job I got was working at the counter. I worked as a waitress. Then I was also working at the counter. So I rented my house and started now living alone. Yeah. So during the process of living alone, now I met the father of this girl. No, that's
At
one.
least you are now mature.
Yes, I was now mature.
know,
I'm
yeah.
independent, you know. He takes me out of my job. He wants to marry me. His story was also very bad. He was going through battles. That man could not even sustain a lady. But me, I said, okay, fine. Let me stay with him. So he took me in with my firstborn daughter. And we started living because now my mother is dead. Now, how will I go home? And what are we going to do about the whole thing? We started living together. Then at one time, because my firstborn daughter, I came with her. And now I'm pregnant with his daughter. He's a lawyer man. That is where I knew men are wicked.
But the first one was a Kikuyu.
The first one was a Kikuyu.
You mean there is witchcraft in Kikuyu land also?
There is. Because sometimes where we used to live with this Kikuyu man, a snake could just walk on top of the roof. And we see it walking. And it could kill. And because of the battles that I had with them, because they never liked me, they said me I'm a Luo. They want their son to marry a Kikuyu. Yeah. So because of that kind of a battle, I felt, if they don't want me, let me go. These people will finish me. They have already killed my son, remember. So we could just sit in the house. Then we see a snake on top of the roof. And it could kill, and I could ask myself, how does a snake enter on top of the roof and it is walking? And it was not once, twice, or thrice. There's a day it came from the floor. We're just sitting, we are eating supper. And then I'm seeing something shining. And I asked him, what is this? A snake. Especially Muranga. They are coming from Muranga. Those guys, they come from Muranga. It is worse. There is witchcraft everywhere. Yeah. I've learned and I've known there is witchcraft everywhere. In Luoland, Muranga, Kikuyus, they have witchcraft. Luyas, there is witchcraft. You are only safe if you know God and you know how to pray and fight such battles. Yes. So he took me in. Now, what discouraged me the most? We came to a story, he was inquiring about my life.
Now the second husband.
The second husband, the Luya man. Yeah, now the Kikuyu guy, I left him and I started living my own life, taking care of my daughter, paying school fees and everything. Now I got this Luya man. He took me from the club where I was working. Promised to open for me a business, everything. You know the way men can promise you heaven and earth. Yes. I even thought he was going to buy for me an aeroplane that I didn't see. So, fortunately or unfortunately, he wanted a child, but me, I was not for a child because of what I had been through with my firstborn daughter. He wanted a child. He could take me to a gynecologist. Hey, he's telling the doctor, hey, this woman, does she have a problem? And I was asking him, I have a problem and I already have a child. I cannot have a problem. And I give birth naturally, like an Hebrew woman. So, when he told me I want a child, maybe this child will make me love you more. My God. Men can promise you things they will never fulfill. When I got this child, that is where I knew
The true colors.
this is a mere man, empty words. Because he mistreated me throughout the pregnancy. I was every time sickly. At one time, I even thought the child is coming out. But the child did not come out. God helped me. I could go to church, I could pray during the pregnancy, and I gave birth. One day, he came home drunk. and he shocked me. He told me that your mother never used to be a good woman. That's why your father left your mother and went to the States. Hey! That word hit me. I said, God. I swallowed it. And I just said, maybe because he's drunk. After some few months, he came home again drunk. Now he told me face to face, I'd given birth to his daughter now, my last born daughter. And he told me face to face, even this child that you came with, this is not my child. That is the time I changed everything in me. Now there are two things. He's abused my mother, the late, which he has not seen and he doesn't know. The second one, he's told me a child he found me with and loved me with the child and told me this is like my daughter. And I even forced my daughter to be calling him daddy. My daughter refused. But because now we were living together, she had to, because she had no choice. Because I already have a baby that has come. So I want you both to call daddy. So when he told me my firstborn daughter is not his child, and my daughter was in class 8 during that time, and she had, I'm telling you, it affected her. And when I was having this other young girl, my daughter loved her, but she was telling me that is very wrong, meaning she's not part of her sister. So that is the time I decided, because I can work hard, I moved out with my children. And I said, now, let me live with my children so that one day, I'm not dying now, I will live to see my grandchildren and great-grandchildren. I'm too young to die now. But I said in my heart, I don't want to separate my children the way we were separated in our family. That one day I'm dead or I'm not there, I want my children to be together. So I took my children, looked for them at a job, and I started working.
So it's you moved out?
Yes.
Then he later remarried?
He just brought the woman in the same house.
Oh,
they are living in my house.
After you decided to leave? Huh?
Yes, after I decided to leave, but still, my husband loves women, being a lawyer. And there's a time he told me, I'm just the wife of the house, but I should know that he has others. So, every time he speaks, I don't take it that he's drunk, because these words are very powerful. This is not a child who is speaking. This is a grown-up man. So every time he could speak, I could take those words seriously. He told me, you're just a woman of the house, but know that there are others. So in quotes, and I look at life like this. My sister was HIV positive, the one who was killed, brutally killed and murdered. It hurt me because...
Was she married?
She was married to a man in that home, and even that man died long time. So even it's the daughter who took her back there. So my sister...
She only had one child?
No, she had 3 children, but also from...
different fathers.
Okay, like the firstborn, the home where she was murdered, that was the father's home. Then there are 2 more, a girl and a boy, from another lawyer man also. Yeah, that's why I said, this thing, it's bloodline, even marriage thing. Because me, I've come to realize that even me being single, it is in the bloodline. I have to break those things so that I settle right now. Because if I don't, I will never settle with a man. Because you see, even my brothers, my firstborn brother was given a woman who was a son. Look at my life. I got married when I was young. I left the marriage. I went to another man. He also had other children because there's a woman who could fight. They could go to the chief's place. One time I discovered, and he called me, come to the chief's place. The woman said pointedly, this is your child, a son. He refused. And now I'm living with him. So you see, this is bloodline also.
Yeah.
These things are still fighting.
It's a generational curse.
Yes.
How old are you?
Right now I'm 50.
Are you planning maybe to enter into a relationship again?
Right now, yes, I am.
Or you already have someone?
Not really, but I'm really trusting God. No, I don't have someone, but I'm trusting God that at this age and time, God should bring me a man after his heart, a man that will serve God, do ministry together right now. Because right now I'm mature and I want to settle down at this age and time. Because I feel if I don't settle down, because people from my home, powers from my home do not allow us to settle with women, men with women, and women with men. Powers from my father's house and my mother's house, they don't allow us. Because even look at my mother, she was divorced. My father was in the US. Why? Those are powers.
And
So
she had a good marriage.
she had a very good marriage.
They did a wedding?
That time, during their time, it was dowry payment. My dad told me he paid dowry.
So they just went to the Attorney General?
Yes.
And got the marriage certificate?
Yes, it was dowry payment. So I don't take these things for granted. That's why I have to pray a lot. I need to settle down, because if I don't right now, I will never settle. And I have to settle because I have girls. My daughter is almost the age of getting married.
How old is she?
She's around 28.
Wow,
Yeah.
your firstborn daughter.
Yes. So I need a man to settle down. So as my daughter comes to settle, we are good to go. Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. How is the relationship between your ex-husbands? Do they talk with their children?
My
Are
ex,
they in communication with them?
never. The first man, the father
The
to my
Kikuyu man.
firstborn daughter, the Kikuyu man. When did we meet? Was it in 2023? I raised the brother's kids when we were in Kisumu. So one of the daughters died, and now the elder brother called me to go for the funeral. But we've never talked. I've raised my firstborn daughter alone. So when I went for the funeral, I went with my lastborn daughter, and I found them, and he told me my daughter went to look for the father. I felt so bad because I raised her alone. This man has never paid. I even told the uncle, even a panty, he has never bought for my daughter, even school fees. I've struggled with these children. Now this man is just coming from nowhere. So he told me they met. I said, wow.
They met with your daughter?
The father, my firstborn daughter with the father.
Without your knowledge?
Without my knowledge, because already we were not living with her.
Okay.
At that time in 2023. Yeah, so the uncle
Meaning
told
they
me.
talk? Huh?
But according to the father, because he was in the funeral there and I was there, he said, my daughter, he cannot talk to my daughter. My daughter is stubborn. And I told him he's stubborn because you never raised him. Yeah. So how can she listen to you?
And the mother-in-law who killed your son?
She was
still
there.
alive?
Yes.
Does she regret?
The witches, they don't die easily. But the Bible says in Exodus 22:18, suffer not for a witch to live. Because I know my right now as a child of God. I know the prayers I make. No witch can attack me because I call on the blood of Jesus. I know I'm covered with the blood of Jesus. So that woman, I saw her, but she's not okay. But I only went for the funeral. Yeah. But the in-laws that fought me, most of them out of their marriages. They are single like me. Yeah.
Wow. Immaculate,
Yes,
let us
please.
wrap up this story. What is your last message? Talk to people, talk to couples, talk to single mothers.
My last message is for the couples that are married. Pray for your marriages. If you're a man, stand with your wife. Encourage them. And if you see like marriage is not working out, please look for a man of God that his marriage is standing, and go for counseling. They will always help you. Marriage is sweet and marriage is also bitter. We can make our marriages sweet and we can make them bitter. And then to the married men, if you have had another relationship from outside, when you get married, please inform your woman before you take her in as a wife, because these are some of the things that makes the marriages break. Why am I saying that? After I got married and I was pregnant, that is when I discovered the man that married me had other kids from outside and other women, because they could even call the phones, ask him, oh, help the kid. So for the married men, please hold on to your marriage. Be faithful to your wife. Because for me, the reason why sometimes I separate is because when a man goes out and sleeps with other women, we have HIV and AIDS, we have syphilis, we have gonorrhea. You will bring these diseases to your wife. What about the children that are in this home? And me, if there is anything I fear, those kind of sicknesses, I would rather be safe and be alone. So men, be faithful to your wives. Women, be faithful to your husbands. I'm not only talking about men, even us as women, some of us are very wicked, because you are married here and then you have someone outside there. That means when you carry sickness from another man, you bring it to your husband. You will infect your husband. What about the children that you are giving birth to? What do we tell them now or in the future? For the single ladies, I would encourage you. If your marriage didn't work out, there is still hope in Christ. Continue praying. Continue seeking the face of God. But don't start moving around with other men. Continue trusting God, because me as a single mother, as a single woman right now, my prayer is that God will give me a God-fearing man, a man after his own heart, a man that will serve the Lord with. And our marriage will be legal, because I came to discover I've been entering marriages illegally. A man does not even know my home. He will mistreat me and frustrate me. And I will be depressed at the end of the day. I will leave the marriage. Make sure, ladies, single ladies, you marry right. Go to the attorney. If you have money, do a good wedding. Let people witness your wedding. But don't just enter marriage because you are pregnant and you just go in now with this man. Those are the mistakes I made, and I'm not making them anymore. Right now, my prayer is God will bring me a God-fearing man, a man after his own heart.
Wow.
And I know maybe he's watching somewhere.
Well, shall
Amen.
come to pass in Jesus' name.
Amen.
And maybe a quick one. If your mother could be alive right now, ungemwambia nini? Kwa sababu kuna wanawake ambao wanafanya hivyo mabwana zao. The husbands are ready to settle, to live with their families, but wanawake wamekuwa vichwa ngumu.
Yes. If my mother was alive today, I would tell her she's a wicked woman. Reason being, not that I'm perfect. My father was a good man, very good man, very good man. He could support her even when he was away. But why was she doing that to him? And if my mother was alive, I would tell her the reason why we are not getting married as girls in her home is because of her. Because she made the wrong choice. And out of the way she went, she got other kids after my father had left the US.
How many?
Three boys.
Sure.
Yes.
How come you didn't talk about that?
I don't talk about them because they separated themselves with us. Okay. They said I'm the last one to my father. They have no business with us.
Okay.
They don't even talk to me. They don't. Even if I call them, they don't call me back. So, if
so
my
your mom remarried?
She never remarried. It was just getting a child, the man goes. Getting another one, the man went. Another one, the man went.
So it's 3 children from three
children from 3 different men, and all these men are married. All the 3 men. So if my mother was alive today, I would just tell her, even if she has to die, she will die, but I would tell her she made a very bad mistake, and she's a wicked woman. Because if she could have been faithful and because my father used to come back to Kenya to see us, and he could bring us clothes, everything. Why was she doing that?
Okay, your father used to come after the death of your mother.
Before.
But I thought you said that your mother used to lie to you guys that your dad
is dead. Yes, that was before we knew our father was alive. Yes. That was during the time we were young. We were young children. Yeah, like you have young children now, because you think they are stupid, they will not ask you questions.
Okay.
You just tell them, I asked, where is our father? Your father went to the US. Mara, your father died. I don't know where he is. He doesn't communicate. And yet my father was communicating and was sending school fees for us.
So in this case, it was your mother who was wrong.
Yes. And I would tell even the single women, if you have children like me, let them know their fathers. Even if I don't live with them, it doesn't cost me anything. Like my young daughter, she knows the father. They talk. But now, because now he has rejected and blocked me, we have nowhere we can get him. So it is just me, my daughter, and God. And my daughter always pray that God may bring somebody to help him, because she doesn't understand why I have a father, she has a father that is blocking the mother. But me, I'm open. If you want to know your father, yes. So be open. But you see, don't lie to your children that their fathers are dead when they are alive. Let them know their fathers, even if you are not in good terms. Those are your problems with the father, not the children. Let the children know their fathers. Me, my children know, and now she knows the father has blocked me. When he opens the phone, back communication, hi, and let the children respect their fathers, though we know they are wicked. So me, I would tell my mother she's a very wicked woman. Yeah, because if she could have lived a straight life, even us as her daughters, our lives could have gone straight.
Sure.
That is why a man can stand and tell you, hata baba yako si alienda tu majuju ya mama yako huyo. No.
Well, that is so unfortunate. Now, Immaculate, maybe someone wants to reach you.
Yes.
For a word of encouragement or for any support, just leave them your number.
Yes, if you want to reach me, my number is 0720 67 68 12. 0720 67 68 12. You can reach me on this number. I'm based in Nairobi. I live in Nairobi. Thank you so much.
It is +254.
Yeah, +254.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is very important.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Immaculate, for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, Mungu azidi kukubariki, azidi kufanya kazi ya Mungu.
Amen.
Yeah, to our audience, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been the story of Immaculate. Stay tuned for more stories to come.
Thank you.